Okay, welcome to Solo Iced Coffee. It is March the 13th, and we're going to go down into the basement, and you're going to get to see George's paint box that he built at his last house. Oh, and I got my coffee too. Look at that. We dismantled it. He moved it from the house he lived in to the storage unit. Okay, him and his son-in-law. And then we were trying to figure out how to get it from the storage unit to here. And so we dismantled it and put it in the truck, the Penske truck, in pieces. So just this morning, we put it back together, meaning I held on to some pieces and he put it back together. But we're going to show you what it looks like because it's so cool. And then he can explain how he made it and what he does with it. Okay, you guys got a treat because look who I dragged down from the upstairs into the basement. George is going to use, I think, what do you think, babe? This part of the basement as your paint,
right? As
your paint area.
Yep.
And so when at his last house, he built a paint. What are you gonna call it?
A pallet box.
Pallet box.
This is a pallet box.
So he moved it from his old house, his last house, into the storage unit. From the storage unit, we took it all apart in pieces and put it in a Penske truck and brought it here. And it was over here for about 3 weeks. And this morning we put it back together. So he's going to explain what it is and how he did it and you know, how he put it together and how he made it and what it's for.
Okay. Well, this is just a basic wooden box with wheels on it, so that you can move it around as you need to move it. Some storage space in here if you want to store anything paint related, etc. But the real important part of it is the pallet box. So in the pallet box, we take the lid off. That's where you're gonna mix and put all your paint, your oil paint when you're painting. This is glass, and so when you're mixing paint, you'll take the paint out of the tubes and put them across the top here, for example. Then you'll take some from whatever color you're getting, and you're gonna mix them on this pallet box on this glass surface because it's really easy to mix them and pick up the paint with your brush. These little cotton things, you put clove oil on these cotton ball things that are sort of like, they're not really cotton balls, but they're flat cotton, I guess used for makeup, actually, they use it. And you put several drops of clove oil on these, and so that when you put the lid back on, the clove oil fills the inside of the pallet box so that the paint doesn't harden. So as long as there's like a clove oil vapor inside there, these paints will remain, they won't get hard and get a real skin on the surface of them, and you'll be able to paint with them. In fact, if you look, some of these paints have probably been in this clove box for months, and some of them you can see they haven't dried out. They're still you know, wet yet. So that's after probably 4 or 5 months inside that paint box.
Been a while. Yeah.
It's been a while.
And he's got a paper towel holder,
Over here. Yeah.
For convenience there. And then over here.
Over here, these little holes is where I typically put the paint brushes when I'm painting. So I'll line these up with different size brushes as I'm painting. Over here is a holder for, there's a container that has mineral spirits, which is like a turpentine, but it doesn't have a scent. It's odorless turpentine, and you can put it in here, and it has a lid on it so that when you're not painting, you can keep the lid tight. But that stays in here. And then you basically paint. You basically put the oil paints on, you mix the colors, and you paint from this surface. And when you're done, you just clear off this whole glass surface and reuse it again. Underneath this glass surface is a piece of wood that I painted white so that you can see the colors up through the glass. You know, the white comes up in the background, so it's easier to see these colors. and that's a pallet box, pretty much so. It's got clips on it. If I put the lid back on it, you place the lid on it like so. Get it lined up a little bit, and then you just clip. Has these latches on it.
Yeah, bring it
latch
over
it
just a little bit back
a
here.
little more.
This way.
That way. That way.
Right there.
Okay. So you just close these latches, which
There we go.
Seals it, because there's a rubber seal in the lid. Now it's sealed, and you can keep, you know, wet paint in there for weeks and weeks while you're painting a painting. As you come down, you take the lid off, you paint, you put the lid back on again, and you're good to go.
Yeah. So it was really good to get this back together so that, you know, he could start at some point, you know, when he's ready to start painting again. He's gonna go through all of his stuff and organize and all that. But he's got a bunch of paintings over here. This was the last one that he finished and brought back to the apartment before we moved. And then there's some behind there. And there's a bunch of paintings over there that he did. And a bunch of paintings over there behind there that he did. And so, yeah. So it's exciting. It's exciting now that he's got this together. But I wanted you guys to see, you know, what he did, because I'm really proud of him. And he's such an artist. So thank you.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon.